So guys, I've been requested to do a Battleship guide, so I'll do two of them hopefully. I'll do one on a sniper focused or hang back battleship where you are not as aggressive as you should be at the start. Maybe it's a late game brawler, or maybe you just need to be playing much more passively as a battleship. So the key's a good choice. It doesn't have to be those, yes, but it still is. And I'm Maggie, so you have to be careful. So, Grease map. Grease map is very interesting, in particular that the B cap is very heavily defended by mountains, so you need to be careful about being there because you can get shot. If you're not spotted, if you are spotted, you can get shot over some crazy islands, and it can be pretty darn rough. So you need to be careful. B cap is really for the brawling battleships. If you're going to be playing this game in a sniper-oriented battleship like the key, then you really want to get yourself in a flank. If you're playing as a sniper sort of battleship, and I'm going to say this term here, you really want to get yourself in a flank. Or, if you believe that the enemies are going to get on their own flanks here, like B and Charlie, you could go middle, but you need to be careful and you need to have island cover supporting one side. Because if you pull off middle position in a battleship, it's really good, but you need to be careful about it because you basically give yourself a crossfire to the whole map. So you really need to be careful. So my first plan here is not this, obviously, not to run into him, but is to get myself far away and onto a flank. I don't want to get spotted right away and blapped, but I don't want to just run away with the whole action, you know? See, this Bismarck. And if I had completed my turn, I would not be giving broadside to this Bismarck. This is because of that ally there running into me that has caused me some problems. Fortunately though, I do go dark, and I do get away with it, but that is just pure luck, honestly. I should have been citadeled or punished for that. I'm already in the mid-turning, so any return shots will do nothing to me. Oh, I'm also in division with Callisto and Lightning, and he's going to be doing his lightning stuff. Take a shot. I really should have... one thing to notice when you have these builds here, you need to be keeping an eye on what the ship is moving, you know, a basic guide. So it really helps, so if you look at a ship, well obviously you can't see them clearly, but you can see water on the ship. See that? There we go. When water's rising up the ship like it is in the Bismarck there, hopefully I zoom in and see it again. Alright, looks like he's slowing down there, you see that? Should have taken a bit more time to look at him and fire the guns. I think he just turned off just midway. At this range, turning has a massive effect because of range. A lot of people have longer time to dodge the shells, so you really want to catch people off guard. Just like you had to play the naps. That Turpus is not seeing me coming there. Fire, aim a bit up, because if I aim a bit lower down, probably hit the mountains. Good shot. Bismarck was paying attention to me, so I need to try and pick a different target. Alright, again, not really great shot. Not really great shot, but you know, you miss all the shots you don't take, so it's definitely worth firing at the targets. There we go, I'm dark again. Now, would you say I'm out of the battle a little bit? Kind of, but not really. I have broadside shots on that Turpitz if he tries that again. I'm a little bit out of range, so I do poke to get closer. Decent salvo on the Bismarck there. I'm doing this from utter stealth because I have a DD that's spotting for me. Again, power divisions here, if you have a DD that you know and he is spotting for you, you can take advantage of that. And I've basically taken no damage. I've taken a little tiny bit of chip damage, and yeah, I feel that Bismarck's going to die. I should have shot then, but I was like, I'm thinking about it, I thought he was going to die. And he did die, so kind of a wasted salvo, but whatever, not a big problem. I was hoping to shoot the Tashkent, but still had it under control here. But yeah, if you have something spotting for you, there's no reason not to use island cover, not to use cover. Just like cruisers do, just like even destroyers do, you want to be using cover whenever possible. Picking your shots and leading them is all about predicting where your enemy's going to be. I was hoping he'd turn that way, but he did turn the other way. He turned away turned away from the enemy threat, which is fine. It's going to be a miss, but it's just alright. It's not a big problem. I can always fire again. May not be seeing that much damage so far, but it does build up. Now, my position right here. You see this here? I have the broadside of almost every boat here at the broadside of this well, I don't really need the broadside of Cleveland, but I do have it, yeah. Because I'm on my own here, and I have this ability to go around the back, they're angling against the team there. In order to angling against the team, I've created a crossfire. So when you're in a sniping focused battleship, you definitely want to create yourself a crossfire. That way you want to capitalize on these broadsides. Sniper battleships focus on high accuracy, good decent range salvos, you know? Like that Maggie there, you see that broadside? He's angling against the rest of the team. He's not angling against me. I've barely been spotted, I'm very unnoticeable. And hopefully I can get a good salvo off this. This looks a really good salvo, but I just generally have bad luck with Maggie. Yeah, I very had bad luck. Good pains, but it really should have been Citadels, but there we go, whatever. So yeah, he's still giving me broadside because if he angles otherwise, then he's giving a bigger angle to the rest of the team. You know? So risky. Meanwhile, trying to shoot me, I'm relatively angled, and I've also got mountain cover. So even if he does try to fire me, it's going to be harder to see me, harder to lead my shots, and harder to aim at me properly. Another disappointing salvo. Been quite a lot of disappointing salvos. This could be a really exceptional game if I had my guns agreed with me. Alabama's a bigger threat. He is angling away though. Cleveland's there, he is also angling away. Alright, see what I can get on the broadside of Maggie. If I can finish him off, that is great. Finishing off targets is very important. I've also not really got much of the attention of the enemy team here. Just because I'm playing a sniper-focused battleship doesn't mean that I have to play ridiculously passive. I have the armor. I am a battleship after all. So I can take a little bit of fire. Now, I'm turning away to angle against them, Maggie. And even if they don't, even if they all angle against me, and I don't get any good shots in from now on, that's fine, because all I need to do is two things. I can go dark, not in this situation, but too close, but I could go dark and wait for my next salvo, or my team will rip them a new one because they're giving them broadside. This is the power of crossfires, guys. Now, this Amagi is healing back up, and I have very bad luck with actually Citadel this. So, for the front guns, I don't want to give a full angle here because there is an Alabama. Now, he is giving me the broadside because he's trying to bow tank the friendly team, our team. So, we try our best and we capitalise on that. And there we go. Now, I'm kind of brawling here, really, but this is late game. There's late game and there's nothing wrong with brawling. Every battleship, the Iowa is exceptionally good at this. The Alabama can do this as well. Just because you have torpedoes doesn't mean you make your brawler. I could do this in any other sniper battleship focus. It's not a bad idea to do it in any of them. Now, late game I definitely like to brawl because you have the extra health advantage. Because when you're playing a sniper battleship, you're usually not hit as much. So, by the end of the game, you can certainly brawl and bully the battleships that have been fighting and have been battle worn and battle scarred by tanking damage from our team. So this Alabama refuses to die. Sent some nice torpedoes off in the Bismarck. Can I finish him off? There we go, okay. That Amagi is still alive and still giving me broadside. If I had a better... I don't know if I just had better Citadels or if I was aiming properly with the Citadel, as you could see the advantage there. So I'm going to try this again. Just front guns. I usually like to cycle the full gun salvo. It feels better, it feels more accurate. It may not be, but it just feels more comfortable. Plus, if you fire once and you want to go dark, you fire once. There we go. Finally got rid of him. Bismarck seems to have died. I wasn't really looking at that, unfortunately. I really should have, but there we go. Just a spotter plane left. So yeah, trying to see what's left. There's a Tirpitz and a Zara. Now, this game is pretty much over here, but if you look at the positioning of our team, you look at the positioning of my team, of where I was, we were on the B cap. And because they were mainly, our front line was basically on the B cap, I went to Charlie cap, and I went around the side and got a flank. This is what I'm trying to say here. You really want to get yourself a flank, and it's okay not to take damage. You don't have to tank for your team, but later game, you do need to help out your team. You need to tank, you do need to be beneficial, you do need to be helpful for your team, because if you're not doing that, you're really not taking advantage of a battleship. A battleship's got two major things, big guns and a lot of armour. Even the Japanese need to tank. Not all the time, no, but there we go. Like, see, right now, I'm not tanking at all. I'm doing this entirely from stealth. I'm taking my time, gonna heal up. I'm really just gonna pick the thing there, pick the moment there. We've got two DDs over them, so even if I go down, I'm pretty confident Callisto and that Shiratsetsu to do their job and win the game. With a massive points lead. So yeah, you can definitely brawl late game. I wouldn't recommend ever brawling with interprets unless you have the sonar or you know who's to take an air or something like that. But because I'm also one of the two battleships that do have torpedoes, I can feel comfortable doing that as well. But yeah, this is definitely how I would play the Iowa, the same way. I would play the Iowa exactly the same way. The difference is the amount of broadside I would give. You know, so get the Zara. He's probably a weaker target. He's probably easier to kill. I mean, I overpinned him, but still, you know, the theory is there. If we can get rid of the Zara, we could probably torpedo rush and kill the turtles. That is my bet here. But the Zara is out of shooting range for me because of the island cover that he has, which I will discuss in the beginning here later on. I see the turpets is pushing me. Now, the Amagi and the Key both have a turtle black armor scheme, just like the turpets. Not as good as the turpets' turtle black armor scheme. If you turn too much, you will get some build. So this is why I give no turning, barely any turning there. You see that? And yeah, kind of a tactical beaching here, because I know he's going to send the torpedoes, and I do turn this way. And fortunately, he doesn't realize I have torpedoes, and these torpedoes are going to rip him a new one. His torpedoes were sent because he thought I was going to go forward. He didn't think I'd beach myself. Now, I took that hit, and that's fine, because the turtleback saved me there. And that's the name of the game there. The reason I won that duel was not just because of the turtleback, well, I have to say it, because of that turtleback as well. He didn't dead strike him, you know. That's 205,000 damage, by the way. And you saw how many rubbish hits, you know, were at the beginning. And I do recommend just rewatching this maybe and just looking at the map and seeing where friendly ships are and I was. You can see how I'm trying to. You really want to kind of go with a lone wolf off flank to try and catch people off guard. That's how you play a sniper battleship. And for the brawling, I feel it a little bit as well over there. But you don't want to open up your angle unless you're guaranteed the guy is going to die. You know, if that's going to kill, and if you can take the return shot, then that's fine, go for it. But if you can't, keep your angle. So yeah, that's part one for the Battleship guide. Hope this helps you, and yeah, feel free to give a like and subscribe. See you next time.